Everybody, it's Jeremy. Welcome back to our Nazca game in Lucid's 2022 tournament, Game 5. Fucking did the thing. Whatever. Anyways, it's turn 4. We're doing more stuff. Starting off with Conjuration 2 researched. Hell yeah, fantastic. Alright. We're on our way. We're that much closer to Condors. Which hopefully will be a saving grace for us. Fingers crossed. We've got some battles. So starting off, we have a battle in Amul. This is where we just threw an Apu. And okay. This is relatively-ish good news for us. What does this mean? This is Deer Tribe, right? So Deer Tribe is historically very weak. Right? They do not hit very hard. They do not have a very threatening front line. They are relatively squishy, not well armored. They're the tribe of the deer for a reason, right? The cautious mentality of the deer, right? The problem is this is a fair amount of archers, and the archers can kind of shoot us up, but this is not very much. 60 Deer Tribe. We should absolutely be able to take this. Absolutely be able to take this. So this is pretty exciting. Hopefully, things will be good. Next up, we have Forest of Pines. So we should be able to take Amul if we didn't get slaughtered in Forest of Pine. Let's see how this goes. Now, we did slightly alter our setup here, remember? We put the pirates back just a little ways. Got some archers coming in. We've got slings coming in. We lost a pirate already. Ooh, we've got Sleep Cloud coming out. Fucking thanks, Lucid. Lucid's the AI in vanilla does not tend to do Sleep Cloud very frequently. Oh well, we missed the drop. We'll go back and look at the AI in vanilla does not tend to do Sleep Cloud very often, but the AI in Lucid's improved casting mod absolutely will spam your ass with Sleep Cloud, and as you can see, it can be pretty fucking detrimental. This is incapacitating 5 units off of a single cast. That's no fucking joke, right? So let's actually go back and watch the drop, because I was distracted by the that beautiful Sleep Cloud. Speed up a little bit and slow down. Looks like okay, there's the Sleep Cloud. So here we go. Wow, perfect precision. Very nice. Actually split up into 2 different groups going after 2 different commanders. Now that one Condor Warrior did kind of get fucked up, so that's unfortunate. Ooh, we are not... Oh, wow, they've already routed. Holy shit. Oh, well, I guess we did kill both of the leaders. Yeah, of course they already routed. That's good. Ooh, lost a Hatan Runa there, but doesn't look like we lost any Condors. Okay. 1 Hatan Runa and 2 pirates. Actually, all of that. So the Hatan Runa was there at the end, and the 2 pirates were at the very beginning from the slings. So that was pretty clean, honestly. That was pretty clean. The archers did almost nothing there, which is unfortunate. The pirates did a lot of work chopping things up, but that was mostly Condor Warriors, considering we only have 6 of them. That's good. That's really good. We're very happy with that. Okay, cool. Awesome. And T2 has died and now lives again as a Malqui. Wonderful. Okay, so battles for this turn, we had 1 win and 1 loss versus Indies, so that's good. It's a known quantity on the loss, of course. Maybe I'll partition out. I might take notes of like what losses were intentional losses, like pings or things like that. We'll see. But for now, I think it's fine to just track, hey, this is how many battles you statistically lost. what do we got going on? We've got a little bit of movement happening. We have some plans. So, what we saw in Amul was not very threatening at all, and not much stronger than what we fought here in Forest of Pines. Another 20 guys, right? 18 more, right? So we can definitely take that, especially with the reinforcements that are coming in. Another 5 Condor Warriors, another 3 Hatan Runa. That should be pretty good, right? We saw how much damage those Condor Warriors can do. Adding almost double the number should mean that we're getting quite a few kills on the drop, and we're able to face off against whatever's remaining fairly well. So, pretty excited about that. That should be good. So we are sending in one of our Apus and the main force into Amul. We are not renewing Blackbone's pirates. There's still a fair amount of them, but I actually do expect some of them to die in this battle. So by the time we get done with this battle in Amul, I expect them to be mostly spent, probably down to like 10-ish units, and I don't think they're really worth keeping around, right? So yeah, we're not gonna bother there. I am somewhat interested in the quick spears, but we don't really have the coin to start tossing around at that situation. So attacking into Amul with our base forces here, including the pirates, including our Akla, and including the 5 Condor Warrior reinforcements. What else are we doing? We are pinging 2 more provinces, and really what we are trying to get information, but we're also trying to increase the amount of Malkois we have as quickly as possible. So, we are moving a Apu into Mighty Pillars, one of the 2 that we created this turn, right? One is ferrying troops, one is pinging Mighty Pillars, which we can see is a decent province, not a fantastic province, but a decent province. It's, you know, the closest we have to 10k pop out of any of the rest of these fucking provinces, right? So hopefully Amul is going to be over 10k pop and Mighty Pillars will be close, right? Or is close. So that'll be nice. Get some good resources out of it. And then we are also taking this Apu, right, that reinforced last turn, and we're attacking into Toledo, right? This is mostly just to get a Malkoi, right? But it's also to see exactly what's there, and go from there, right? So that is all of the movement this turn. We're moving a scout over westward to try to see who our western neighbor is, since that's the one that we have the least amount of information on. Once we take Amul, we should know who our northern neighbor is, or we should be able to find out relatively quickly, right? So we already know who our southern neighbor is. Let's find out who our western neighbor is, and we'll go from there, okay? Interesting things of note. We see cynocephalian hunters here. This is cool. Cynocephalians or cynocephalians, however you want to say them, they're pretty interesting units. They're not super expensive. They go berserk. So they take buffs fairly well. And yeah, that could be pretty cool. Those are ground troops that we could actually utilize, and that would be pretty neat. And then up here we have woodsmen and woodsman blowpipes, which is kind of whatever. The bad thing is these are another 2 kind of crappy provinces, right? So that's kind of unfortunate. In Forest of Pine, we do have access to Jaguar tribe priests, which aren't super interesting to us. They are priests, cool, and they are nature. We've got that, right? We've got nature 1. But they do have the ability to random water or blood. It's a very low % chance. If we were scales and we had the money to blow, I absolutely would consider doing this, right? I absolutely would consider putting a lab here and just fishing for some water and blood, because if we got lucky and we got a water or blood, that would be pretty fucking dope, honestly, right? But we're not scales. We don't have that income to blow, so I don't think that's something that we will take part in. But it's something to keep in mind, right? To kind of consider. All right. So we've seen all of our movement. We know what we're doing there. What are we recruiting this turn? This actually took me a little bit to decide on what I wanted to do. Most of the time, I would move to something like an Inca this turn, right? Or to a Huron priest or something else, right? At this point, most of the time, I would not continue to produce Apus. Here's part of the problem. We don't have fucking enough money for an Inca. Normally, at this point in all of my test games, I had 2 provinces that were 60 to 80 gold, right? Or I had a good province, right? If I did a pop or pop, right? Like out to like a farmland or something like that, I would have a province that was like 100, 120 gold, and then some other province that was, 40 to 50. These provinces are just kind of abysmal. So I just don't have the money to do the things that I was doing in my normal expansion testings. So I'm kind of going into desperation mode here on what we're producing. And the best thing that I can figure is to do another round of Apus, get Amul, right? And hope that that is going to be a good enough boost, right? To push us past the 350 mark. And then we can actually start recruiting some bigger things and still be able to recruit other forces. So I'm not actually, because I fucked up here, I'm not going to be able to fully show all of the things that I have. I actually, we had a holdover Haten Runa from last, here, I'll just do this. But without saving and jump back in so we can see exactly what it is. So yeah, we have a holdover Haten Runa from last turn, so we do actually perfectly finish off our resources this turn. So, recruitment-wise, we have 2 Apu. We also have another scout that we're recruiting. We have 5 Condor Warriors, we have 2 Haten Runa, and then we have 3 Aukak Spearmen, right? So we're mixing in Spearmen as we can to take the spaces of Haten Runa, because these Spearmen are better than the Haten Runa. They have better morale, they have better combat stats, and they have the Lance Charge. We're really trying to build into that Lance Charge Alpha Strike kind of concept. So that is the recruitment for the turn. And this is okay, right? Like I'm actually all right where our recruitment is at, where the goal has been get to the point as quickly as we can, get to the point to where we can produce as many Condor Warriors as we can, and then fill out with additional things like Spearmen and Haten Runa as we are able, right? As we take more of our cap circle, we're going to get more resources for the stuff. This is the other reason why I'm pinging Tylito rather than Satrandith and Miratrand, is because Tylito has the highest resources. So I'm interested in getting a fair amount of the resources. It also has the highest income, though that's going to go away as the death scales. And I would rather get to it sooner rather than later to try to take advantage of the income that it does have before it goes away. And I mean, the death scales are going to be very slow to get rid of it. Death 1 is 0.2% reduction. So it's going to take a long time to actually go away. The sooner we can get it, the better, right? So that's what's going on. Like I said, another scout here. This is somewhat dire. This is not good. That we are having to resort to 3 turns of Apu recruitment. And in point of fact, I didn't really point this out, but I mean, this is probably something that I shouldn't be doing because money is a really big problem, and we're gonna generate unrest doing this. But we're actually capturing Hatenruna this turn in our capital rather than moving out to Bara. The reason why I'm doing this, the reason why I'm willing to do this, is because I want to, on the next turn, be able to combine these Hatenruna with the recruitment forces that we have incoming to attack Mighty Pillars or to attack something else. Specifically, potentially to attack Toledo, right? Because if we have enough, we could potentially attack Mighty Pillars with the Omnial Force and attack Toledo with a different force. If we can start to get, even if we're struggle busing, if we can start to get to the point to where we have enough to barely take 2 provinces per turn, we're gonna get our gold under control faster. And I only plan on doing this once. Next turn we should have 3 Malquis, and we're gonna put them all in Bara, probably. Right? We might put them in Forest of Pine, but I'm thinking we probably put them in Bara. And that way, we have a few Hatenruna that we can throw into the mix for critical mass, and then we start putting down the actual infrastructure for the Hatenruna kind of like factory, basically. So that's the plan there. It is a dicey plan. Things are not going super great. Agartha has picked up Magnus's crossbows. This is also not great. This means that Agartha is able to afford enough to just throw at mercs, which means that they might have relatively good scales. That's not a horrible thing for us, under the assumption that we were 1v1ing Agartha. But I don't think we're going to be 1v1ing Agartha, so might end up not being a very good thing for us if they can just afford to throw money at mercs. We'll see how that actually kind of turns out. The eagle-eyed of you might have noticed one particular thing that seems a little strange so far. And that's that we don't have any Earth Gems. And we should have 4 Earth Gems. That's because we are sending 4 Earth Gems to Yis. Basically, as soon as the game started, I started to reach out to people privately and open communication channels. I like to do this in all my games anyways, whether I'm afraid of getting coalitioned or not. I like to talk to people in games. Part of the fun of playing multiplayer is playing multiplayer, is talking to people and doing diplomatic things, trading, forging alliances, etc. Right? I like doing that type of stuff. So basically, since the very beginning of the game, I have been opening lines of communication to people and just saying, hey, how's it going? Here for conversations, here for trades, here for negotiations, blah, 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 blah. The other thing, and that's just kind of like the friendly thing, the other thing that I've been doing is, as Nazca, right, I want to have as many air gems as I can get as soon as I can get them. To the point to where I am making disadvantageous trades in order to secure air gems. We are sending Yis 4 Earth Gems this turn, and we are sending them at least an Earth Gem every turn until they have received 10 Earth Gems. And in response for that, we're getting 5 air gems next turn. 5 air gems next turn will put us at 9 air gems, along with so that should put us at 10 air gems, sorry. Along with the turn 6 air gem is 11, turn 7 air gem is 12, right? We should be able to cast turn 5, turn 6, turn 7. On turn 7, we should be able to cast our first summon condors, and we are going to be just off. This trade actually guarantees that we will have enough to summon our first batch of condors on that turn. Otherwise, we might not, right? And if we can get some air gems from other locations, either sites or events or trades, we'll be able to do a second casting immediately afterwards, right? And one casting of Condor Warriors is going to be good. Two casting, not Condor Warriors, sorry, just Condors. Two castings of Condors, that's going to be great, right? Because if we can throw 15 Condors into a mix, bless them up, fantastic. If we can throw 30 into a mix, hell fucking yeah, let's fucking do this, right? Like, that's actual power in our pocket that we can threaten someone with, we can finish up expansion with. That's good, right? So we this is nice for us. We have secured our direction forward with at least getting our first cast out of the way, and we are that much closer to the second cast concept, which I think is the real like key point power spike. Obviously, we want to hit that turn 7 cast though. So for trade, I think I'm gonna throw it up here rather than the next screen. We know, like, I don't know, maybe I'll talk about it on both, but for now, trade with Yis, we are trading 10 earth for 5 air. Let me notate that real quick. And it's at this point that everyone else in the game is like, damn it, yes! Which I don't think is fair. I don't think that's fair at all, right? So yeah, anyways. Very excited that that is happening. I'm continuing to reach out. Like, I'm like, hey, I got fire gems. Hey, I got astral. I got death. I would prefer to keep the astral and death, right, for later on for Huakas and Sapayas. But really, it's more important for us to have the air early, right? If we could get to the point to where at turn 7 we cast Condors, and then every turn after that we don't stop casting Condors, that's a fair amount of power. Now, it's not insurmountable power. We've talked about this previously. We talked about this in the national overview. Condors are not the end-all, be-all of existence, right? Even if we bless them, they're just sitting at 16 damage with thunder weapons. That's not the end-all, be-all of existence. So after we get Conjuration, right, it is very likely that we're going to go Enchantment. We already want high Enchantment regardless, but Enchantment 3 gets us Strength of Giants. So if we can combine Strength of Giants with the Bless that we already have, right, then we're looking at 20 damage, double hit Condors, 4 attacks per square. That's a little bit more doable as far as like making shit happen, right? Because that can get through some of the tankier kind of threats that we potentially could be facing. Maybe an Ashdod, maybe an Ulm, right? Like something like that. That gives us a fighting chance in those situations. Not a guarantee, but a fighting chance, right? So, all right. Anyways, I think that is mostly it. No other big information. Don't know where anyone is yet, but I think we're going to start finding out pretty shortly. I mean, we don't know anyone new, but I think we're going to find out pretty shortly. And hopefully this expansion goes well, because this is rough, right? Like, these are not good provinces. This is some rough shit, right? And I'm not super duper happy pooper about it. We gotta figure this shit out. Anyways, that's gonna be the end of this video. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everybody. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.